Hello, my Crackerjacks. Welcome to my Crackerjack Box. Kiki here, coming at you with a movie review. Yeah, I have a movie review. I'm kind of conflicted personally about this whole thing, and I have a few things to say about it, and I thought I would share them with you. Okay, so if you're a returning Crackerjack, much love. If you're a brand new Crackerjack, much love to you. We love everybody here. If you're a brand new Crackerjack, if you can maybe hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell to all. I am Hot Mess Express. I never know when I'm going to drop a video. Yeah, so you're going to want to be in the know, because some of those videos have giveaways. Just saying. Okay, and if you're a brand new Crackerjack and you want to get into my Crackerjack box, please send me your name, your number, and your name, your email, and your address to kikiscrackerjackbox at gmail.com, or you can slide into my DMs at kikiscrackerjackbox and do the same thing on Instagram. Okay, I send out a goodie bag once a month to a lucky Crackerjack, and next month it could be you. So, okay, here's what I decided to do. I watched Morbius. Now, Morbius is known as the living vampire, and he is a Marvel. Okay, sorry, my light is doing some weird stuff here. Okay, he is the living vampire, and he is a Marvel character from Spider-Man, and I believe he is also known as Venom. Now, first of all, Jared Leto is in this movie. He has long, black, gorgeous hair, and he's just hottie. He's a hottie in the video. I can't help it. He just is. I know there's some controversy swirling about around him, but I'm just saying, looking at him for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm down with that, okay? That's the first thing. So my sister was the one that got me into the whole let's watch the Morbius thing. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know it was a Marvel Spider-Man thing until the end. And that's a whole other issue we'll get to at the end. So basically what Morbius is Morbius is the living vampire. He starts out as a child in the movie, and his name is Michael Morbius. And he's like brilliant, like just brilliant. He can create things. He fixes this. They have some kind of blood condition. I guess they're missing something in their DNA. So each day, like 3 times a day, they have to have transfusions, or he calls them oil changes. But anyway, my point is, it's not curable. It makes them sick, and it's a deadly disease, I believe, as well. So, anywho, he gets a new roommate / brother, whatever, and his name is Lucian, but Michael names everybody Milo. So every time there's a new kid, he's the new Milo. So Lucian becomes the new Milo. And the first day that they meet, they are getting their blood thing done, and something happens to Lucian's machine, and he starts to, pretty much he's gonna die if something doesn't happen. Michael calls the nurse, and the nurse is lagging, so he fixes it with a ballpoint pen spring or whatever. Now, I forgot to say, first of all, trigger warning here. There are gonna be some spoilers, okay? Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. So if you don't want to know about what happens in this movie too much, this may not be the video for you. I'm not going to give everything, obviously. I don't have time. I don't have 15 hours to sit here and talk about the movie, but I'm going to give a lot of stuff, just so you know, okay? Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Okay. Anyway, so basically he grows up and he becomes this biochemist, and he develops some artificial blood that I guess is the next thing, life-saving thing in the world, next to actually blood transfusions. And he's very, what's the word, humble, he's very much a perfectionist, and so he actually declines the award. It's a Nobel Award. He declines it because the artificial blood wasn't it was a mistake that paid off, if that makes sense. So like what he was going for and hoping to accomplish, he didn't. Instead, he created the artificial blood, which is saving lives. So yeah, go figure. Anyway, Milo has grown up and he is rich. I don't know if it's rich because he was always rich and his family was rich and that's why he went to the hospital and so forth and so on. But he's rich now. And he's also played by Matt Smith. Now, just a little shout out to Doctor Who, my favorite Doctor Who, just so you know. When I was with my ex-husband, we used to watch Doctor Who and he was my favorite. I don't know, he just was. And he plays one of the villain people in this movie, so it's kind of like, oh. So anyway, Michael decides that he is going to start trying to discover the DNA makeup of vampire bats and how this could potentially help him and the people like him. Now, this is highly unethical. He's doing trials on humans, mainly himself, and if anybody finds out, he could lose his position, he could lose his doctor, title, the whole thing, okay? But in his mind, he's trying to save mankind, not just himself, but everybody, and so the risk is worth it. So he has a assistant. Her name's Martine. She's also a doctor. And I believe she loves Michael. You can kind of tell there's like that bond or whatever. And she decides that she's going to help him. So what they have to do is Milo finances it because Milo's the rich guy. And then Martine goes with him out. And they have to go out into international waters. So I guess they're not breaking any laws out there, I guess. And so they're on this like tanker ship type thing. And he has combined the bat DNA with his own concoction of whatever, and he injects it, and they have to inject it in the spine, which I've had an epidural twice, and believe me, it's not fun. Anywho, so Martine's helping, and she gives him the serum, I guess if you want to call it that. And he's strapped down, he's kind of, going through convulsions a little bit or whatever. And then one of the guard people, there's like, I think 7 or 8 guards that are above board, they're supposed to be there to protect everybody. They come down and ask Martine how's things going or whatever. They heard sounds, and she tells him to leave them alone. And the guard doesn't listen, and then they look over and Michael's missing from the table that he was strapped on. And this is all inside this little, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a glass container that holds people, like a cell, but not really a cell because they're doing doctor stuff, you know what I'm saying? I guess it'd be like a hospital room enclosed in glass, for the safety of everybody. And Martine looks up, and Michael's on top of the roof. And believe me, he doesn't look like Michael. His face is all like, it's kind of like a human bat, okay? He doesn't even look that bad, even as the human bat, so whatever. Anyway, okay, so what ends up happening is the guard calls all the guards. They come down, and Martine tells him to leave, and she gets hit in the process, or she's pushed and she falls and hits her head. So she is out, and the guards are like trying to, shoot at Michael or whatever, and let's just say they don't win. Yeah, he leaves their bloodless, lifeless bodies. And he checks Martine, and she's still alive, so he calls for help. And then he flies away. Because they're on a boat, so that's the only way I believe he can get away. So anyway, he goes back to the mainland. She's in the hospital trying to recover. And there is 2 FBI agents that are questioning her about what was going on with them. And one, I believe, is Tyrese plays one of them, and I don't know who the other guy is. Basically, Tyrese is in charge. The other guy, he acts like a lackey, kind of. But anyway, whatever. And Michael has gone back to his lab and gathered some of his stuff, and he's starting to leave. And during that time, he locks himself in his own, like, hospital type thing, glass room, and he's trying to see how long he can last without the human blood. He's just doing the artificial blood. And so his friend Milo comes looking for him, and he's able to write on the window blood. So Milo goes and gets blood, and he drinks it, and then he's back to normal, and he can talk to Milo, and Milo's like, give it to me, I want it, because, Milo's like really limping, and he's sick, and he's in pain, just all these things. And Michael says, no, you can't have this. And so Milo's getting mad. He's like, look, I helped pay for everything. I've always been your friend. I've done everything to support you. Why won't you give this to me? It's not fair. You have it. Why can't I? He's like, you don't want this. It's not good. It's bad. I can't unleash anymore. We can't unleash this on the public. You can't have it. And so he tells Milo to go. And they kind of have a little bit of a fight. Well, in the meantime, Milo leaves, and in the meantime, Michael's gathering his stuff, and he starts to go down stairs to leave the building. And at some point, a hospital worker is drained of all their blood. And he is freaking out because he doesn't remember doing that. Like, he doesn't remember. So he's wondering if he's blacking out and, killing people. So anyway, he's starting to leave, and the cops arrest him for the murder of this hospital worker. So he's in jail, and he's freaking out because he's running out of his blood, and, he's going to turn into the crazy vampire guy. And Milo comes, to visit him, and Milo is telling him, you need to get out of here, and this, that, and the other. And he tells him, I'll see you soon. And he leaves him a pint of blood on his bed in one of those. You know how when they give transfusion, the pint of blood, the bags or whatever. And so he walks out, and he's, limping or whatever, but he forgot his cane. He wouldn't be able to stand up and support himself without it. So Michael, also known as Morbius, he knows that Milo is the one that killed the worker and has taken the serum. Now, Milo is like living his best life in his mind. He's killing people, he's strong, he's happy. It's not necessarily that he's killing all these good people, but the very first one was like ravenous. He's ravenous and, didn't feel like he had any control, and now he's killing people that, insult them or whatever. Anyway, so Michael drinks the blood, gets out of jail, and he goes looking for Milo. He finds Martine, and, he starts looking for a cure, like something that will cure what they've become. And what ends up happening is he creates a cure that will kill them, basically. That's the only thing he can think of. It's deadly to bats, and obviously for him and Milo. And he goes looking for Milo. Well, in the meantime, Milo has killed their doctor friend. Basically, he left him alive long enough to call Michael and tell him what's going on. And then Milo's, out doing his thing, trying to... Basically, what he's trying to do is turn Morbius into him, because in his mind, this is the nature of the beast, and he needs to embrace his true self, and so forth and so on. So Milo takes Martine and basically calls for Michael. And then, of course, there's this big showdown, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens. One of them dies. Think about it. And in the meantime, when they're fighting and whatever, Martine, when Michael has gone to see Martine, she tells him that she can help him, and what she means by that is that he can drink her blood. Well, in the meantime, they kiss, whatever, and she bites his lip and lets some of the blood go into her mouth. So basically, when he sucks her blood, she's not going to die because she's had the vampire blood. So that at the end, she wakes up and there you go. Now, the things I liked about this, it was action-packed, it was very interesting. I'm not going to tell you the total end. I'm just not. It was interesting. It was action-packed. I really liked it. That part of it, Jared Leto, I can watch him all day long with his shirt off, just saying. And like I said, I liked Matt Smith's character just because I like Matt Smith and he's cool and whatever. But dislikes. Okay, first of all, the beginning didn't make any sense to me at first. It has now. I've watched it like 3 times, so now I understand it. But in the beginning, it starts off with this craziness, and I'm just like, what? And then it like jumps to the present, or I mean to the past, and then the present. So kind of the jumping around stuff annoyed me a little. And I didn't like, what else didn't I like about it? I didn't like that, okay, let's see, what did I put? Not enough scenes. I put not enough scenes of Morbius with his shirt off. That's funny. Okay. It says, the moving back and forth, future past, does some annoying stuff like that. I don't like it. It says, I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the ending. First of all, what is it with Marvel and having to have it end, a couple of credits, something else happens, then it ends, a couple more credits, and something else happens, then it ends, finally. That annoyed the crap out of me. And I was talking to my sister about it. She's like, oh yeah, Marvel's always does that. Okay, just so you know, Marvel, stupid, annoying. Okay, people want to leave when the credits are done. And I put everything is always like a and the ending is sort of a be continued because it's character shows up in the end that wasn't there, and then all of a sudden he's there, and it's a big thing, and I guess that's when we're going to go into more Spider-Man stuff. But I don't like that. I don't like movies that are to be continued. It annoys me. It's just my thing. You might be one of those people that can deal with it, and that's fine. I don't like it, especially since I'm not a real big Marvel fan. And then finally, the way that the ending happened, it seems unfinished to me. So, not only is it to be continued, but it's just like the movie's unfinished to me. Again, this is all my opinion. Marvel, YouTube, nobody has any affiliation with this. This is my personal opinion. You may disagree with me. You are free to do that. You may not like the movie. You may like the movie. All I'm going to say is Jared Leto with his shirt off. Need I say more? Just saying. Anywho, so this is getting almost 20 minutes. That's really long for me. What would I say? I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because I just don't like the ending. It annoyed me. And it's got such a high number, I guess, because the story was pretty good. I mean, it was interesting. And Jared Leto with his shirt off. Did I mention Jared Leto with his shirt off? Just saying. Anyway, so, it wasn't a bad movie. It just, the way that it ended, I didn't like, and just seems unfinished. And I'm not a Marvel fan, so I probably won't see any more of the movies, if that makes sense. So, anywho, that's my thoughts on the matter. I love you guys. I hope you've enjoyed my little movie review. I'm kind of playing with some stuff on my channel, and I like doing a lot of different things. That's why my channel's called Kiki's Crackerjack Box. You never know what you're going to get inside. It's going to be a prize of some kind. So, just remember, Kiki loves you.